Hello, and welcome to Amro's Intuitive Studio on YouTube. In this series, Unlock the Oracles, I give you a sneak peek into all the Oracle and Tarot decks in my personal collection and show you how you can use them at home. This is episode 12 of the series Unlock the Oracles. And today we are looking at the Starseed Oracle. Today's altar, really quickly, just want to share. This is basically just tokens that I have found or that are given to me. They don't have any monetary value. And it's really just to show you that altars are all about your intention. So however you utilize tokens or collections or meaningful symbols in your life, it's all about your intention and what you do with them. Let's get into the deck. I know this might sound like a really random, awkward silence, but I wanted to see if you could really hear. Sometimes the bell just keeps going. And that's what I like to let clear and diffuse. Whatever that is, I have no idea. All right. Okay, so the Starseed Oracle. So, if you notice, this deck looks a little bit familiar. If you watched episode 1 of this series, Unlock the Oracles, we talked about the Work Your Light Oracle that has the same creators as this one. And I personally am very, very into their aesthetic. And if you may have noticed that aesthetic is important to me. If you don't know anything about astrology, I am a Taurus. So it has a little bit to do with, I don't want to say over prioritize, but aesthetic has a place, right? It has to have the right feel for me personally. You heard the card jump out, but it was a little pile. So we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna put those back. We'll see what shows up. I like to keep, especially in this sort of setting, if I want one card, I'm going to keep shuffling for one card. But sometimes you want more than one. Sometimes you want to tell a story. But sometimes the story is really long. And when you don't quite have the space or the time to sit and lay out every card and read through the guidebook, you need to keep it short and sweet from time to time. So it all depends on how you want to use your oracle. All right, it was not one. It was two, yet again. But the reason I'm going to choose to take this, and we have not done this in any of these episodes yet, is taken more than one card at a time, is because these exact two cards came out twice while shuffling. Exact two cards. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to deny things like that. It just is. So we're going to honor it, and we're going to go with it. Here are your two cards. The Seas of Mintaka, Seeing Potential, Bringing Unconsciousness to Light. And the Void, Stop, Embrace Winter, the Great Cosmic Womb. Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could ever imagine. So clear that you could see it for miles and miles underwater. The Seas of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. So this is representing clarity. It's about the ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your own natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Mintakans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. If it appears in a spread, it is a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. It's a very uplifting, light-filled card that brings great harmony, contentment, and positive outcomes. According to Carl Jung, that which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our life as fate. When water appears in dreams and art, it often represents the unconscious mind. Pulling this card also means you may be called to bring to light any unconscious patterns of which you are unaware. We talk about taking personal responsibility, self-responsibility often in this. To look at them and see them clearly and consciously so they do not appear in your life as fate. What unconscious patterns or behaviors are ready to be brought to the light of day for you? You choose the decks, you choose the numbers that are important to you, the symbols, so you get the messages that you need. And often it's not going to be just one card. It's going to be a message that integrates together and comes together as we move through. And so when you draw more than one card for yourself, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a message that sort of starts to integrate together. The void. Stop. Embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins, your potential begins, and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and the seeds grow. So do you see so far, we take the potential, right? The potential that is growing and coming to light, that is right now in the unconscious. Do you see what the void is? The void here is talking about like the seeds are still under the earth. They have not quite erupted from the soil yet, right? They're growing, they're gestating underneath the surface, okay? They're in the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate. That's where your potential may be right now. That's where my potential is. Where do you have that clarity, and where are you building behind the scenes so you can bring your potential to fruition later on when the time is right? So it's comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives, which means you have to believe in your potential before anybody else is ever going to see it. You can't show it to anybody else until you believe in it, until you commit to yourself. That's faith. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. So you're clear. Your first step isn't out into the world. There's tiny little steps of preparation to build a foundation to something lasting. Regardless of whether or not you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest, and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you. Ride the energetic wave. That's a big thing. Plant the seeds and ride the wave. Be in the energy when the energy is ready. Hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface does not mean things are not at work. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us. right beneath the surface and in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. Let things grow. Let things grow in their pace, not your timing. But when you are ready and when the pieces are ready, they come together and it feels almost effortless. It really, really does. It comes together in a way that feels lighthearted and natural. It feels true to you. And even if there's like a ton of work before you, you fucking love it. You enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's passion and creativity. It's coming from the core of who you are. It's different. It is very different than work to make money, to put food on the table day in, day out. It is it's just different. It feels different. Maybe not every day and all the time, but the heart behind it, the why behind it, until you discover that, nothing works. The pieces don't quite fit. Something's always going to feel off. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary, as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing is to relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. So how could a little surrender today unlock the potential, the unknowable mystery of your life and satisfaction? If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up to boost this to more people on YouTube. Don't forget to share this with your friends and subscribe so you can be notified of all the new videos as they become available. Thank you so much for being here.